Hey folks, Chris here with Volt Appliance Repair, and in this video we're going to be covering what we think is the best electric dryer you can buy based on 5 factors that seem to be of the most importance to our customers when we're out there in the field servicing these machines. And that's durability, the motor, price, functionality, and serviceability. Now you may recognize this machine because this particular design put out by Whirlpool has been around for 50 plus years. This machine is very durable. And we see this guy really making it 40 years, which is pretty unheard of with a lot of the newer models out there. So why is this machine so durable? Well, before we get into durability, we need to talk about dryer vent cleaning, because as a technician, we see all dryers fail. Like day one installation, we'll get calls, warranty calls, and it's because of the ducting. So you got to keep the dryer vent ducting on the house cleaned. You got to change out that transition ducting that goes from the dryer to the wall annually. You have to do this. You can do it yourself. If your ducting is under 10 feet in the structure you live, you could probably do it yourself. If it's over 10 feet, I recommend getting a professional to do it, because no dryer will last at all unless you do this. So take care of that, and then you get a durable machine like this guy here, you'll be good to go. So this machine has a mechanical timer, and it is pretty durable. We recommend not wrenching on it really fast and just slowly click clockwise, and it should easily last 30-40 years. Also, the motor, we see this motor easily make it 40 years. That seems to be the number that comes to mind to me when they fail and we run our tests. And it's a sad day, especially for a technician and the customer, because it's such a good machine, and a lot of customers don't want to pay to replace the motor. I would recommend replacing the motor, but to each his own. Price on this guy here in Texas, it's going for $528. This is as of December 29th, 2025. So that's a great deal, considering a lot of repairs for dryers could be, anywhere from $150 to $400, just depending on what's wrong with it. Say you have a more modern machine and it has a control board, and the relay for the heating circuit goes out, easily $400, maybe more, $500. So it may make sense to just get this old school looking Whirlpool dryer here, and it may be the last dryer you ever need. So really good price, really good deal. Now functionality, it's not a whole lot of bells and whistles. It has added some of the modern technology though, but we'll start with the size. It's 7 cubic feet, so that's large enough to throw a comforter in there and have it tumble around well and get it dry in an efficient amount of time. It uses the auto sensor dry, and this is great because there's some little sensors inside the drum that can tell when the clothes are dry, and it'll shut off the machine. So that's going to save you on electric. It also has wrinkle shield cycles. So a lot of times if you use time dry, the machine will turn off and your clothes are really hot, and then they'll all fall to the bottom of the drum, and then all those creases will literally iron in when they're hot. So the wrinkle shield cycles will basically run like a cooling for 10-15 minutes at the end of the cycle, and then the clothes will fall and they won't iron in those wrinkles. So that's also a great feature. And then it has, like most other machines, the delicate fluff cycle for our more sensitive fabrics. Also just your basic time dry, which is good sometimes, because sensor dry can be a little annoying, especially if you put like a large comforter and it doesn't really tumble around. The sensor will feel that the outside is dry and it'll shut it off, and we get calls for that. Customers like, it's not drying. And when we find out it's a comforter or just a load that's really packed like a lot of towels, that's going to be the case. So if you're putting a large comforter or a bunch of large towels in there, it's best to do time dry 30 minutes, take the load out, flip it around, throw it back in, and use time dry for another 30 minutes. Serviceability. Man, this machine is super easy to work on. There's all kinds of videos on YouTube for every component on this machine that you would ever need to replace. So there are a few common repairs with dryers. So let's get into the 4 that we're going to go over here. So the first one would be a heating element replacement. a thermal fuse, the mechanical timer, and the drum belt. So for the heating element, this one's very easy to get into. You just take the back panel off, a couple of 1/4-inch screws, and you have access to pretty much 80% of what you would ever need to repair on this machine is right back here. That heating element you can see there in that red rectangle, a couple of 1/4-inch screws, remove some wires, electrical wires to it, and you can swap it out very easily. We just recommend you wear gloves because a lot of these panels and parts can be kind of sharp, but very easy to replace the heating element in this guy. Next we have the thermal fuse. So this thermal fuse here is a safety fuse that'll blow if your dryer vent ducting is clogged and dirty, like we mentioned earlier. And there's a few other fuses on here. We put the thermal fuse because it seems to be the one that goes out the most. But there's a few other, a cycling thermostat and some other safety fuses, and they're all right there in the back. So this one here, it just has one little 1/4-inch screw. Take it out, take the wires off, put in your new fuse, put the back panel on, and your dryer's working again. You just saved yourself a few $100s from an appliance repair company coming out. Let's see, mechanical timer. A lot of customers seem a little afraid of this one, but it's really not that bad if you unplug the machine. It's right behind the console. You just, take a picture of all the wires, or, the way I like to do it is I just hold the new one right next to it, and I just, one wire to one wire on, from the old timer to the new timer. This way, you don't get anything confused. But again, you can just take a picture. Everything will be fine. A screw, I think maybe a tab or something, you just slide it off and you get your new one on and you're back in action. Last is going to be replacing the drum belt. So this one is a little more involved, but still it's fairly DIY friendly. You may struggle a little bit with getting the front panel back on. I mean, even us experienced technicians do, but there's always some good YouTube videos out there with technicians showing you how to get this machine back together. But yeah, drum belt pops, we do see that quite a bit out in the field, and this is a common repair that you may have to do as well. You can definitely handle it with a little persistence. So we also wanted to leave you with a few other options here that are also good purchases. The first one is the Hotpoint dryer, model HTX26EASWWW. This is a GE, kind of one of their under brands, but it's a really solid machine. I honestly think it's more solid than their GE bigger brother. And under the hood, it's really, all GE parts. So this is a good one here. This particular machine is 6.2 cubic feet. Pretty good size, and it's coming in at $498 again here in Texas. So man, it's not even $500, and it's a really good machine. This machine can actually go 30 plus years. There is one part that does seem to go out, just depending on how many miles you put on this guy, but it's the front drum bearing, maybe even the back bearing. They're plastic. It uses a different mechanical tumbling system than most dryers. They have rollers. This has these bearings and glides, and it'll start making a scraping sound. You might, if you've ever had a GE or a Hotpoint like this, you may have experienced that, and so that will need to be replaced. But the heating element on this guy is almost indestructible as long as you keep your ducting clean. And it's just an overall a really good budget buy, will last you a very long time. And then last but not least, we got to give it up to LG. They're really putting out some solid appliances when we compare it to all the other modern computer board appliances out there for dryers and washers. They have had some issues with their refrigerator compressors, but we really got to pat them on the back when it comes to laundry here. So this model here, the DLE6100W, this one here is 7.3 cubic feet. Pretty large, and it's coming in here in the great state of Texas at $548. So another good buy. And if you saw our washing machine best washing machine video, this is the partner to it here. So There's some model numbers for you. You can do a little more research yourself, and best of luck and happy drying. We'll see you in the next video. Hey, did you find this video helpful? If so, do me a favor and smash that like button. Also consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so you can get all my new content on appliance reviews, maintenance, and repairs.